if it's not already apparent, my content is not for children. If you're a parent who allows your child to watch my content, shame on you. Bad, bad parent. Now I got that out of the way, let's start the show. Folks, what's the deal? It's your man, Mr. Jacobs, back one more time, as promised, with that Rey Mysterio showcase on WWE 2k22. Great game, by the way. If you haven't got it, you should get it. If you're in wrestling games, I recommend it. Yeah, this is the first match with Eddie Guerrero, the legend himself, R.I.P. Oh, look at that, man. This looks so cool. I love how this looks. I mean, ugh, it's beautiful. Yeah, you must excuse me for my long time, from uploading and stuff. My hiatus, so to speak. I've been very, very busy, and of course, as you do know, if you're a listener or a viewer or a subscriber, you know that I'm also on the All Elite Zone podcast. We do podcasts every week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Yeah, if you're not subscribed to that, you should. By the way, if you're not subscribed to my channel, what are you doing, man? You're watching it. Come on, subscribe. But yeah, I mean, I've been pretty busy. Also, I've been doing some moving and just keeping so busy. Life is hitting me, and not complaining or anything. I'm just saying that it's been a pretty busy life for me. So in the last few months, I love how they transition to real life, and it helps with the storytelling. I think it's cool. I remember watching this as a kid and just being so amazed by both Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. I mean, two of my favorites right there. I mean, they're on my Rushmore, definitely. Eddie Guerrero, personally, to me, was probably, one of the greats that's ever done it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really shed a tear when wrestlers pass away, but when Eddie died, I'm not gonna lie, I cried, man. I cried my eyes out because the world lost, the world lost somebody special. But yeah, and look at the transition back into the video game. That is so cool, man. So cool. And by the way, this is part one of the Rey Mysterio showcase. There will be more of these coming up as time goes by. But yeah, and also speaking on Rey Mysterio, I mean, I remember as a kid, the first time I seen Rey, it was kind of, I don't know, he was amazing. Just the high flying and and him being a short guy, me growing up as a short kid, and I'm still pretty short. I felt like he was doing it for the little guys out there, for people like me. And in a way, he was kind of inspirational, And you look at it, and you look at what he did, after his WCW run, when he finally became the champion, the world champion in WWE. I mean, when that happened, I think that spoke volumes to me, at least. It was inspirational. It let me know that it doesn't matter what size you are, it doesn't matter, how big or small you are. It matters your heart and your skills and your tenacity, I think. And Rey Mysterio was always one of those in my eyes, who always stood out. Not because he was short, but because the dude had heart, or he has heart. Excuse me. He's still wrestling today. Um, but yeah, I mean, to me, it showed me that he has heart, and any fan of Rey Mysterio can tell you the same thing. Ooh, look at that kick! He's busted wide open. But yeah, I mean, ugh, I can't tell you how many matches I've seen with Eddie and Ray, um, growing up, and just being amazed by the skills, the storytelling, especially with this match in particular. The storytelling in this match was incredible. You know, with the whole Eddie trying to remove his mask and everything, and you know, just the heel that Eddie was being at the time, and you know, it was I don't know, for a fan like me, it was a treat. It was special. You know, you see that lucha libre style here in America, and the two guys that made it popular in America, I would say, that had a hand in it becoming so popular, Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, no doubt. You know, no doubt at all. And I remember when they went to WWE, you know, that was nuts to me back in the day. Eddie, of course, was part of the Radicals, um, and I think that whenever Eddie stepped into the WWE, I don't think that he changed at all as far as his move set and everything. He got bigger, of course. He got a lot bigger as far as his stature and everything. But I think that a lot of fans that didn't watch the WWE, that didn't watch WCW, excuse me, when they got a hold of Eddie Guerrero, they were like, "Whoa, this dude is awesome." And that's the thing, though, because a lot of fans back then, there was a lot of fans that didn't watch WCW, but they were hardcore WWE fans. And then there were WWE fans that didn't watch WCW. Me personally, I watched both. I was one of those kids that I had to enjoy both. I feel like you shouldn't subject yourself to one type of wrestling. You know, like today. You know, true enough, WWE isn't as good as it used to be. In fact, I mean, a lot of it downright sucks, and I'll be the first to admit that. But I watch still because there are still wrestlers, or quote unquote superstars. I'll call them wrestlers. Damn it, that I enjoy watching. You know, your AJ Styles, your Roman Reigns, you know, your Seth freaking Rollins. I enjoy watching them. I mean, I may not like certain storylines that have been going on, but I still enjoy watching those certain wrestlers do their thing and apply their trade. I mean, I'm not gonna doubt that these days I'm more of an AEW fan. Um, to me, it's a better product right now. Uh, but that's my opinion. You may think differently, but that's my opinion on it. And you know, I think that wrestling fans today, if you're a true wrestling fan, you should you know you should watch different types of wrestling. Independent as well. I mean, support your local independent companies, because I think that when they're able to apply their trade and be able to provide entertainment to those who want it, and and they're actually having fun doing it, I think that's awesome. And with AEW, I mean, you look at what's going on now in AEW with them, in business with New Japan now, with the Forbidden Door coming up pretty soon. Um, I mean, it's a great opportunity for a lot of American wrestlers, no, excuse me, a lot of American fans to see wrestlers that they wouldn't normally be able to see on television, Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure that there's a big chunk of American fans that don't even watch New Japan, don't even know what's going on in New Japan. And I'll admit, I may not be as well versed in New Japan as I would like to be, but I still dig it. I still watch as much as I can, at least. But but yeah, I mean, I think that with the way the business is going today, as far as the collaborations that you see, I think it's great for the business as a whole. I think it's great for the fans, and it's a treat. Yeah, I think these days, if you're an AEW fan, we're getting spoiled, I think, as far as wrestling fans. I mean, with what's going on with CM Punk and Hangman Page, with what's going on with, MJF and Wardlow. I mean, it's it's gold, it's money, it's gold, and I'm all aboard. You know what I'm saying? I'm all in, as I say. Here we go back to real life, to the actual match. Man. And I mean, you think about it, these two fucked each other up in this match, though, man. And, look at the fans as they're watching. I mean, the fans are all in it, too. The dude with the Sting mask on right there in the front. That's another thing. Sting's still doing his thing in AEW. And that's great to see, I remember when Sting debuted in AEW, I marked out. I'm not gonna lie, I'm marked out. In fact, I think that, look at that. Oh my God, he's ripping it. Oh God. Yeah, if you know anything about Lucha Libre, that is like the worst insult, to have your mask ripped off of you. That's like the biggest insult in the world of Lucha Libre. For a luchador to have their mask taken from them, that's like having the soul ripped out of their body. You know what I'm saying? That's their identity. That's who they are. And you take that away, and But yeah, I mean, after all, Rey Mysterio did end up losing the mask for a while, and in WCW. I believe that's whenever then he went heel, I believe, and joined the Filthy Animals, which I believe Eddie Guerrero was a member of as well. I know Chavo Guerrero was in the Filthy Animals. And for those of you watching who don't remember the Filthy Animals, I mean, that was actually a pretty cool little faction, though. But yeah, I mean, old WCW, man, that stuff, to this day, I mean, if you go back and watch it, it still hits. You know what I'm saying? It's still fun to watch. I mean, hell, I'll go back every now and then and watch old Nitros and old Raws, old episodes of SmackDown. I love to go back and watch these old episodes, especially of Nitro. Back when the NWO was popular. I mean, you couldn't get better entertainment back then. I mean, because you had Hollywood Hulk Hogan, you had Hall, Nash, leading the way. I mean, come on. I mean, that was the best TV that a teenager like me could ask for back in the day. And the next day at school, us wrestling fans were just talking about it. And yeah, I mean, I can't lie, I miss the old days. I miss those days. But if you look at what we have now, I mean, like I said, with AEW, it's something special. And I think with time, it's going to get bigger and bigger, and it's going to become that well-oiled machine, And I mean, look at it. I mean, when AEW first started, there was very few that thought that they could compete with the WWE. But I mean, look at them now. I mean, there are more fans. You know, there are more fans jumping on the AEW bandwagon now than ever, and it's a great thing. And like I said, you shouldn't subject yourself to just one type of wrestling. I mean, I'm not saying don't watch WWE and just watch AEW. I'm saying get a chance to watch all kinds of brands of wrestling. You know, NWA that's doing stuff on YouTube. I mean, you know, New Japan, DDT, Stardom. I mean, all these cool companies that are out these days. You know, you should get if you get a chance, check them out. They are great, and they have such great talents working for them. And I mean, like I said, these days, if you're a wrestling fan and you're a true wrestling fan, we are definitely getting spoiled, and I love it. You know, I love it. One thing I did want to talk about while I have y'all all here is this Sasha and Naomi situation going on in WWE. Now, on one side, I stand with Sasha and Naomi. I mean, I think it's about time somebody stood up to the head muckety mucks and said, I'm tired of it and I can't take it anymore. I do agree with that. On the other hand, we got to remember that what these men and women are doing is still a job. And in real life, if you were to walk off of your job, you would probably be fired on the spot. But in the world of wrestling, it's entertainment. Now, do I believe that they should have walked away and everything? Personally, I don't know what I would have done in that situation, so I really can't speak on that. But if they feel like they've been slighted, you know, who am I to say that they were wrong? You know what I'm saying? On the other side of that, like I said just seconds ago, it's a job, you know, and sometimes your bosses want you to do shit that you don't want to do. That's just part of the job, you know. But sure, you know, I think that the way the women's tag team championship, excuse me, have been treated has been bullshit. Honestly, it's been bullshit, you know. And I don't agree with, you know, the angles and everything that they've had going on with the championship titles. You know, I don't have a problem with I didn't have a problem with who was holding them. I have a problem with, you know, lack of competition. You know what I mean? And I mean, think about the last time that they defended the belts. You know what I'm saying? But it's a hard thing. I mean, like I said, I on both sides there's something to it. You know, on one hand, you know, I believe that Sasha and Naomi were right for standing up for themselves. I do, totally. You know, at the same time, it's a job, and you know, what the head muckety muck says goes. And I don't know. I think that eventually they'll come back. You know, I know for right now they're suspended and they got the title stripped from them. But I mean, think about when Austin took his ball and went home. You know, did he have a right to do so? Sure, of course. You know, they were treating the whole thing like it was like it wasn't nothing. I mean, it was a build between him and Brock that wasn't really there. And you know, in Steve Austin's opinion, he felt slighted, and so he was like, "Fuck this, I'm going home." Now, in real life, you know, I've had jobs that I've had trouble with. I've had times where, in you know, at work where a boss would be such an asshole, and I'll admit there's probably been one time in my life where I did walk away from a job. You know, was I right for doing it? Thinking back on it, no. You know, but at the same time, I stood up for myself, and I think that's more important for you to stand up for yourself, because at some point in time, you have to stand up for yourself, you know. So that's my opinion on that. Do with it what you will, but that's my opinion on the whole Sasha and Naomi thing. But anyway, another thing I wanted to mention is AEW buying Ring of Honor. Now that's something I'm excited about as well. I can't wait to see what the future holds for Ring of Honor, and I'm excited about it. I mean, I'm very excited. So, like I said, man, if you're a wrestling fan, I think you owe it to yourself to get as much out of this as you can. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, as fans, we are being spoiled. I truly believe that. Ooh, the reversal. But you know, that's my opinion on all that. Uh-oh, Ray going up, calling for it. Oh, that was cool. Now, you know, to me, I think that here lately with AEW, this whole angle with CM Punk and Hangman has been pretty awesome. I personally want to see CM Punk become the new champion. I want to see him be a heel champion, and you know, I think that it'll be the best for AEW is to have CM Punk as a heel champion, you know, on top of the mountain. And you know, you can have these great fantasy matches, you know, because pretty soon Kenny Omega's going to be making his return, you know, and I can't wait for that. I mean, I would love to see Kenny Omega versus CM Punk. That would be badass, and I don't think it's happened ever. So that's a total dream match, you know. And I think that when it comes to AEW, man, there's so much more that can happen in the future, and I'm excited about it. So excited about it, you know. And Danhausen and Hook, this whole thing. I mean, I'm excited about that. And there's people out there that are not fans of Danhausen, and I say that, or I say this, you know, Danhausen isn't for everybody. He's definitely not for everybody, but he's for me. You feel me? Because I don't mind comedy in my wrestling as long as it's funny. You know what I'm saying? I love comedy wrestling, and that's what I'm saying. You can't be serious all the time in wrestling. I think you know, I think the whole thing about it is that it's about having fun. Really, it's about having fun and enjoying the entertainment that's being provided. And I think, you know, I think Hookhausen could be something like, you know, Booker T and Goldust, you know, or the Rock and Sock Connection, you know, something like that. I mean, I would love to see that. You know, who wouldn't want to see that kind of thing? Rey Mysterio with the win. Look, I love this, man. I love this showcase so far. It's awesome. I love it. Man, I'm trying to remember how old I was when this happened. I'm not finna date myself though, cause I'm gonna come off as old. But yeah. Anyway, but yeah, that's the first match in the Rey Mysterio showcase of WWE 2k22, and I'm having fun playing it. And part 2 will be coming soon. I'll try not to take so long doing it, you know. And I appreciate every one of y'all who stuck by me all this time. Like I said, I don't make videos very frequent as I would like, not yet at least, because, you know, I have a life and I also work on other channels. Speaking of, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I mean, what are you doing? I mean, you're watching, might as well subscribe. Also, if you haven't checked out the All Elite Zone, please do. I mean, because we're doing great things on that channel as well. I mean, we got the Monday night reviews or Monday night replay, excuse me. We have the Rampage and Dynamite watch along and podcasts. We have a whole bunch of other stuff, going down. So, but yeah, I'll see y'all next time. I've been Mr. Jacobs, and y'all have a good one. Peace.